A Threnody by Louis V. Ledoux. Read for LibriVox.org by Adrian Stevens. In Memory of the Destruction of Messina by Earthquake. Sicilian Muse, O thou who sittest dumb amid the sodden fields and ways forlorn, where once the herdsmen singing watched their kine, breast-deep in fragrance, odorous eve and morn, stranger to thee, yet led by love, I come, a suppliant sable stole to mix with thine my tears, and at thy shrine kindle a funeral torch for Sicily. Give not the suppliant's prayer the meed of blame, scorn not the stranger's proffered oil and wine. O thou from whom the heavenly madness came, when Orpheus hymning struck his golden lute, and stirred old memories in Persephone, while all the lonely shades in hell stood mute, to watch the still beloved Eurydice, borne lightly upward on the silver surge, to Enna's flowery verge. Spirit august, child of Mnemosyne, with reverence and true humility, I break before thy feet my careless flute, and wait upon my lips thy touch of flame. Begin, Sicilian Muse, begin the dirge, O race unmindful of the destinies. The dread Eumenides, or Morai old, sent from earth's inmost core a tremor, warning blindly ye who blind see not the sleepless doom that evermore has watched your tragic shore, since lost sea rovers shaded first their eyes to spy the riches of your waving store, and grated up your sands with doubtful keel. The startled jungle growing above its young, the Arctic foxes snuffed the scentless wind, but ye who knew yourself a fated race, that gods have loved and gods to hate exposed, though black the death clouds over Etna hung, forgot the anguish in Pompey's face, beneath her half-drawn winding sheet disclosed, forgot white Lisbon's doom, nor called to mind, in pleasant Zenkel taking noonday ease, how from its ashes by the western seas a stricken phoenix rises, stone and steel. Fresh as her poro flowers at early dawn, when over Hyblia's hills the yellow bees from aromatic blossoms shake the dew, fair as the maiden ere by dark fate drawn, she saw the wide earth yawn, before the thunderous horses and the strong arm of Aedes crushed her gathered flowers, so fresh, so fair amid her storied seas, she who remains through changes eon long, a greater Helen wooed with sword and song, of mightier victors bride and battle prize, lay lapped in peace, when swift from Hades driven, upward the Death King came, the earth was riven, and through the darkness rang her children's cries. Now Scylla unto fierce Charybdis calls, while on the water spreads a crimson stain. Now Galatea sobs in ocean halls, and vengeful Polyphemus laughs again. The Nereids now in oozy caverns hide, where sea-kings the old Aeolian shore watch sunken Argosies forevermore, and tell their tales of dread Poseidon's hate, while dimly from the far ensanguined tide patient Odysseus, furrowed once of yore, a glint of daylight through the darkness falls, on swaying helmets, tumbled bronze and gold, on broidered vestments stiff and Tyrian dyed. There hide they, but the sea-kings keep their state, telling of ancient dooms and deaths of old, nor know they how beside the darkened strait, and up the slopes of olive, vine and grain, the Dryads wail, a land left desolate. Wail thou, great Muse, the dear Sicilian land, now greater grief is thine than when of old young Adon in the Cyprian's arms lay cold, and Daphnis' years were told. Take thou the lyre from time's enfeebled hand. Hushed is the music of Empedocles, of splendid Pindar, pure Simonides, Bion and Moschus and Theocritus, and those who unto us, nameless yet live as human memories. Hushed is the last of all that laurelled band, hushed or on Charon's strand, urging in vain petition dolorous, to pass where Pan, his boyish pipings done, stands wistful, while the nymphs, by fear made bold, cling with their long lithe arms about his knees. Wail thou, great Muse, or loose from Acheron some worthy bearer of the singing bough, whose madness whirls me now on melting wings too near the southern sun. Yet why for aught on earth should grief be loud, since all that is born to pass away? Hero and maiden to the urn are vowed, and beauty saves not when the debt falls due. Apollo with the darker gods has died, and Gaia the last shall be as they. O Helen of the soul, O golden isle, by beauty doomed, by beauty sanctified, thou too canst not abide, but like all else shall last a little while, a little longer than the falling spray, then pass as planet dust or gaseous cloud, to build new cosmos, gnawed by new decay. Earth's senseless atoms ever clasp and whirl, unclasp again to form in mazes new, and ever on the white cliff stands some girl, with dead eyes gazing on the sailless blue. Earth's roses die, but still the rose lives on. The song survives the swift Leucadian leap. A dream of immortality is ours, where golden Daphnis in the morning shone, fresh sprung from Helicon. New shepherds singing lead their careless sheep above the graves of Athens, Carthage, Rome, Vandals and Moslems, and strange northern powers that filled their destined hours, and fed in turn the rich Sicilian loam, building like coral insects from the deep, enchanted islands that, till earth is gone, swept back to chaos in the atom's swirl, shall be the seeker's light, the spirit's home. Though Etna crumble and the dark seas rise, sowing the uplands with their sterile brine, still shall the soul descry with wistful eyes Sicilian headlands bright with flower and fruit. Still shall she hear, though all earth's lips be mute, Sicilian music in the morning skies. Yea, deep within the heart of man it lies, this visioned island bright with old romance, a race inheritance of rest and joy and faith in things divine, that shall endure a while through change and chance, and have the meaning of a childhood shrine, remembered when the faith of childhood dies. Now fails the song, and down the lonely ways the last low echoes die upon the breeze. I lay my lyre upon the moveless knees of her who by the hollow roadway stays, in anguish waiting for her children slain, that shall not come again, with springtime leading the new lambs to graze. They come no more, but while o'er hill and plain the twilight darkens, and the evening rose aloft on Etna glows, silent she sits amid the sodden leas, with eyes that level on the ocean haze, their unobserving stare, as seaward gaze the eyes of stolid Caryatides. Scribner's, Louis V. Ledoux. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.